offline. But anyway, we are meeting offline. We are meeting at least online. Something is better than nothing. At the outset, I would like to thank Swami Ganadhishananda, Secretary of Ramakrishna Mission Sevashram Silchar, for inviting me and for giving me this opportunity of meeting all the students of online. And as you know, the topic that has been given is life skills, values, and Atmanirbhar Bharat. What a wonderful topic. Now, as you all may be knowing, that in the new education policy of 2020, this particular topic is receiving prime importance. Atmanirbhar Bharat. By making the youths Atmanirbhar. How? By providing skill-oriented training. Now, this is the need of the hour. Unless until the youth of our country become Atmanirbhar, our nation cannot become Atmanirbhar. Self-reliance is a very, very important value as told by Swami Vivekananda. Not only from career development point of view, but from the values point of view. We have to become Atmanirbhar in small thing also. Many youths, they leave wood polished work to their mom, washing the clothes, the work to their mom. No. Swami Vivekananda says, Atmanirbhar means you should be self-reliant in everything. Start from small things. Become Atmanirbhar. Wash your own clothes. Polish your own shoes. Try to be Atmanirbhar in everything. Sometimes you should cook also. Not leave it to your sister or mother. You should be Atmanirbhar in everything. So Atmanirbharta, self-reliance, is a very, very important value of our life. And once, if you have become Atmanirbhar in everything, well, nothing can disturb you. Nothing can make you off the shoes, off the stand, off the feet. I remember Swami Ranganathanji Maharaj, who was the president of a Ramakrishna order, 13th President Maharaj of Ramakrishna order. He used to say, there are three types of youths: employed, unemployed, and unemployable. And this third category is highest. So most of the youths are unemployable. Not only that they are unemployed, they are unemployable. That means they cannot do any work. They have got high degrees, very good degrees, but they are absolutely derived of life skills as well as other skills. Both the types of skills are very important. Life skill, that is the values connected with our personality, self-confidence, self-reliance, self-control, etc. Along with that, the skills. Do you know, at present, the biggest problem before the youth is unemployment. And do you know the biggest problem for the corporate sector? Because I meet all the CEOs and the highest personnel of various companies, of various organizations. Do you know what is their problem? Their problem is manpower. They are not getting proper personnel. They are in search of proper personnel. They are ready to pay any amount of money, any amount of salary, but they are not getting. So now you can understand there's a big gap between unemployment and unemployability. This can be bridged only by imparting skills. And this is how I welcome the new education policy, whereby importance has been given to provide skills to the youth. And by providing that skills, they will be able to become employable. You know, you do not get an electrician, you do not get a plumber when you want. They are in short supply. On the one hand, the engineers are there in plenty to apply for the job. On the other hand, there is shortage of manpower, proper trained, skilled manpower. We do not have skilled personnel. And so, in order that India can become Atmanirbhar, in order to have Atmanirbhar Bharat, we will have to have the youths also Atmanirbhar, self-reliant. How they can become self-reliant? In two ways. Number one, importing skills. Skills, maybe somebody can become plumber, somebody can become electrician. Whatever field you choose, there are two parts of it, theory and practical. Now, practical is the part where there is a big gap in the present education policy. And we hope with the new education policy that gap will be reduced. Once that is reduced, this problem, on the one hand, people are not available, proper personnel are not available. On the other hand, jobs are not available. This gap will be reduced. Second thing is, along with the skills, we require is life skill. Without life skill, we will not be solving the problems and we will not be able to make Atmanirbhar Bharat. Because Atmanirbhar Bharat does not mean only more of employed youth, it also means more of enlightened citizens. I remember my meeting with Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He was, at that time, he was the Rashtrapati, President of India. 16th April 2003, I had gone to Rashtrapati Bhavan. I wanted 5 minutes, but he gave me 15 minutes. And I had gone there to submit a video that we had prepared based on the lecture that he delivered to 3,000 youths at Porbandar on 13th February 2002, after inaugurating one of the 37 school buildings constructed by us in Porbandar district. Totally, we constructed 81 school buildings. Ramakrishna Mission constructed 81 school buildings in the whole of Gujarat as a part of earthquake rehabilitation project, out of which 37 schools were constructed in Porbandar district. And one of the schools was inaugurated by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. That time he was not the president, Bharat Ratna. And that time we had told that he is going to become great. He is not only Bharat Ratna, he is a Vishwa Ratna. And it's very strange. Within 4 months, he became the President of India, Rashtrapati. Nobody had ever imagined at that time. But anyway, once I came to know, and I had gone to Delhi, so I just thought of presenting that video that we had prepared based on his lecture delivered on that function. So he gave me 15 minutes. I sat down and he was so friendly. I thought I was little hesitant as to how he will meet me, because we traveled together by car, we traveled together by flight. That was a different thing when he was not president, but now he's the president, how he will behave. But as soon as I went, he stood up and he was in simple dress, and before I could give anything, he handed me over a very big basket of fruits. And then I handed him over a few books of Swami Vivekananda, photograph and all that. Then he exclaimed, "Swamiji, you got so many things for me?" Then I smiled and jokingly said, "What can I bring for you? Like a fakir, I have come to meet an emperor. Like Sudama, I have come from Sudamapuri, Porbandar. What can I give you? You are emperor, you are the Rashtrapati." But he is so humble, he immediately replied, "Only one emperor, Swamiji. We are servants of the same emperor." What a great humility. Anyway, then I handed over that video CD and all that, and then we had a lot of talks. I said, "I am very happy, Dr. Kalam, that you are trying to make India a developed country by 2020. Now we are in 2021. Still, we have not become a developed country. But anyway, we have gone a long way from the 2001 when he wrote that book. There's no doubt about that. So I said, it's very good that you want to make India a developed country by 2020. And you are trying to make India a developed country. We, in our own way, the monks of Ramakrishna Mission, trying our own way to fulfill the dream of Swami Vivekananda of a great India in our own way. But I tell you one thing, even if you bring the wealth of the whole World Bank and put into the 5-year plan, GDP may grow, maybe perhaps, but the poverty of the poor people will remain. Then he became very much excited. Why, Swamiji? Why? I smiled and said, well, for the simple reason, the former Prime Minister of India said, I did not give the name, everybody knows the name. The former Prime Minister of India said, if we put 1 rupee into the 5-year plan, only 15 paisa comes to the grassroots level farmer. I'm afraid even 5 paisa is coming or not now. And by the time it has reached, the farmer has already committed suicide. Rampant corruption in the country today. And I said, I am not talking to you from newspaper reports. I have seen myself the rampant corruption. I gave a few examples. Then he was very much worried. What is the solution, Swamiji? I said, only one solution. We should do what Swami Vivekananda said. We should have done on 15th August 1947, we should have done it. We should have carried out implemented the message of Swami Vivekananda on 15th August 1947, immediately after getting independence. Anyway, now we should do it. We should implement that message on an urgent basis. Better late than never. What is that message? Swami Vivekananda said, education alone is the panacea of all our evils. But what type of education? Not the present type of education that is given in the schools and colleges. Only examination-oriented education. No. Swami Vivekananda said, what we want is man-making education, character-building education. This is what is lacking. Swami Vivekananda wanted man-making education. We are doing money-making education. And man-making education, no. Rakshasa-making education. Demon-making education. Do you know Rakshasa? Rakshasa does not mean this Rakshasa you see on the TV channel with big horns and all that. Modern Rakshasa come in safari suit. Modern Rakshasi come in Banarsi sari. What is this Rakshasa and Rakshasi? You know, Bhartrihari was a great thinker of our times. King Bhartrihari. There is a very interesting story, but now no time to tell you the story. Bhartrihari wrote many books. Out of that, one of the book is Niti Shatakam. And there he says, there are 4 types of people in the society. What are the 4 types? Ete satpurushaha parartha ghataka swarthan parityajya ye samanyastu parartham adyam sarvat samanyastu udyam avrita swartha avirodhanaye temi manav rakshasaha parahitam swarthaya nignanti ye nignanti nirarthakam parahitam teke na janimahe. 4 types of people. Number 1, Satpurusha. Excellent human beings. They try to do good to others by sacrificing their own life. Second, Samanya Manushya, ordinary human beings. They first try to do good to themselves, then try to do good to others. Third, Manav Rakshasaha. They are looking like human beings, but actually they are like Rakshasa, like demons. Who are the demons? For their small self-interest, they can do any amount of harm to others. They are Manav Rakshasa. Where they are available? Everywhere. An executive engineer takes a bribe of 10 lakh rupees from under the table and tells the builder you can mix any amount of sand with the cement. And the builder builds the bridge, the dam, the check dam. It is all sand, and there is heavy rain, and the dam is washed out. And thousands of people become homeless, hundreds of people die, crores of rupees of loss to the nation. But this executive engineer says, कोई बात नहीं, मेरा तो मकान बन गया, देश जाए भाड़ में, समाज जाए भाड़ में. They are Manav Rakshasas. And these Manav Rakshasas are available in every field, mind you. And you know better than me what is happening in the present society. So I told this in 2003. And you know, in 2009, we had 9.5% GDP and 25% below poverty line. So what I said came to be true. Even today, 20% people are below poverty line. So GDP is not enough. But standard of living, the number of poor people in our society, that also is a mark of Atmanirbhar Bharat. When the Atmanirbhar Bharat will come, there will be no person below poverty line. That is real Atmanirbhar Bharat. That is really the dream of Swami Vivekananda. And what Swami Vivekananda wanted in India, where all the enlightened citizens will be there, all the citizens will be enlightened citizens, and they will be economically also Atmanirbhar, self-dependent. That is Atmanirbhar. If we want that, we have to have that type of education. So the third type of persons are Manav Rakshasa. These Manav Rakshasas are plenty all over the society. And Bhartrihari says there is fourth type also. Te ke na jani mein hai. I cannot give the name because they are worse than the third type, worse than demons. So I can't give the name, you give the name, but I can tell you what type of they are. The third type of people, for the small self-interest, they can do any amount of harm to others. Fourth type, they do not get any benefit, but they enjoy others' downfall. If some harm is done to others, they really enjoy very much. किसी के घर में आग लगी, बहुत मजा आ गया. They are so happy. Somebody's house is burning. But did you get any benefit? No. वो लड़का फेल हो गया, बहुत मजा आ गया. पर तुमको एक नंबर ज्यादा मिला नहीं, वो फेल हो गया, हमको बहुत आनंद आ गया. You see, that person is getting pleasure out of somebody's trouble. That is worse than demons, worse than Rakshasa. These are the four types of people available in the society as told by Bhartrihari. And now I have made the latest research, fifth type also. Perhaps they were not available at the time of Bhartrihari. What is the fifth type? I can't give the name, Te ke na jani mein hai. But what are they five? Fifth type of people, they enjoy others' downfall so much. By harming themselves, they do harm to others. So they sit down in a plane and strike with the World Tower, World Trade Center. 4,000 people died. I am so happy. I have died, doesn't matter, but I have killed 4,000. I am very happy. By killing themselves, they are killing others. This is the fifth type. Let my one eye become bad. Let me lose one eye, but the neighbor should lose both the eyes and should fall down into the well and let him die. And I am so happy he has died, my neighbor. This is the fifth type. By harming yourself, you harm others. That is the height of it. So at present in our society, third, fourth, fifth category are in plenty. Samanya Manusha, very few. Satpurusha, you have to see with the microscope, microscopic minority. And that is why Swami Vivekananda said, what we want is man-making education, character-building education. So this is the crux of the whole thing. And Dr. Kalam said, Swamiji, I agree with you that let us work together. And then I said, Dr. Kalam, we are trying our best to impart this value education through our educational institutions. We have thousands of educational institutions and thousands of lakhs of students we are teaching, and we are trying to provide value education. Apart from that, we have few institutions specially for providing value education, like Vivekananda Institute of Human Excellence in Hyderabad, Ramakrishna Institute of Moral and Spiritual Education, Mysore, and now we want to start Vivekananda Institute of Value Education Culture, Vivek, in Porbandar, and we want you should inaugurate it. Dr. Kalam said, Swamiji, I'll surely come. And he really kept his promise. As the President of India, earlier he had come when he was not President, but he came as the President of India on 12 January 2006, National Youth Day, and he first spoke about how Swami Vivekananda is a great personality, not only of this planet, but of the whole world, not only of India, but of the whole planet. And then he described how Swami Vivekananda inspired Jamshedji Tata to start Indian Institute of Science when they were traveling together by ship from Japan to Chicago. And then he replied to a few questions. So one student stood up and said, Sir, Operation Duryodhan, Operation Chakravyuh and other operations have revealed the tip of the iceberg that is rampant corruption in the country today. As the President of India, how do you feel about it? And where do you think lies the solution? And then Dr. Kalam stood up and said, you know, the Parliament have already taken some action on those MPs. And then he took out a book of Swami Vivekananda in his hand. He took a book of Swami Vivekananda in his hand and started reading out from the book, where Swami Vivekananda says, no number of Parliament acts can make a nation good, can make a nation great. Then what can make a nation good and what can make a nation great? Then again he read out from the book of Swami Vivekananda. Only a large number of good enlightened citizens, good enlightened people can make a nation good, can make a nation great. And then he said, wonderfully, he said, and the government cannot produce good people, and the government will not produce good people. Then who can do it? He said only three persons can do it. Who are the three persons? Father, mother, and the teacher. Nobody else can do it. So, the parents and the teachers have a very important role to play in imparting value-oriented education, character-building education to the students, making them enlightened citizens, giving them life skill, not only skill. Skill is very important to make them self-reliant, economically self-reliant, but economic self-reliance is not enough. They must become enlightened citizens. For them, character building is a must. And this character building means total personality development. So what is the total personality development? Physical development of the personality, intellectual development of the personality, mental development of the personality, moral development of the personality, and spiritual development of the personality. Overall, total development should be there. This will come by a combination of IQ, EQ, and SQ. IQ, you know, intelligence quotient. EQ, emotional quotient, emotional intelligence. Daniel Goleman made a research in 1991 and said EQ is more important than IQ. And the latest discovery of the modern science is SQ. Dana Zohar, she is a professor at Oxford University. She has written a book, SQ, Spiritual Intelligence, the Ultimate Intelligence, where she shares neurologically, physiologically, biologically, psychologically. From every point of view, there is a concluding evidence. There is something called SQ, which is a basis of both IQ and EQ. What is IQ? IQ will tell you how to play the game of life. What is EQ? EQ will tell you how to play the game of life under changed circumstances with changed strategies. And what is SQ? SQ will tell you why to play the game of life. What is the purpose of life? Why we have come to this earth? What do we want to achieve before we die so that we have satisfaction that we have done our best? This is SQ. So, unless until we have IQ, EQ, and SQ, we will not have complete full development of the personality. And unless until we have total development of the personality, we will not become Atmanirbhar. And we cannot make Bharat Atmanirbhar. We cannot make our country Atmanirbhar. Now, how to have this total personality development? Physical, mental, intellectual, moral, spiritual. IQ plus IQ plus EQ plus SQ. How to do that? There are 5 values which we have to remember. Number 1, self-confidence. Number 2, self-reliance. Number 3, self-knowledge. Number 4, self-control. And number 5, self-sacrifice. If these 5 values come to our life, they come and they are a part of our personality, then our total personality development will take place. And that will make an enlightened citizen, and that will lead us to Atmanirbhar Bharat. Self-confidence. First, Swami Vivekananda's main message is the message of self-confidence. Swami Vivekananda says, faith in ourselves, that is of greatest value. He says, the old religion said he is an atheist who does not believe in God, but the new religion says that he is an atheist who does not believe in himself. First, believe in yourself. If you do not believe in God, that doesn't matter, whether you believe in God or not. But you must believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Faith in ourselves is of greatest importance, is of the greatest value. Faith. If you have faith in yourself, then you are greater than a person who has got faith in 330 millions of goddesses and goddesses. Swami Vivekananda says, if you have faith in all the 330 millions of gods and goddesses, 33 crore devta, ऐसा बोलते थे उस समय, 33 crore devi devta. If you have got faith in 330 millions of gods and goddesses of our country, and in all the other gods that you have imported from outside, but if you do not have faith in yourself, you are an atheist. First, have faith in yourself. So, faith in ourselves is of greatest value. Self-confidence. And once self-confidence comes, automatically self-reliance will come. We will depend upon ourselves. Those who are self-confident, those who are self-reliant, do not go to an astrologer. भैया देख तो मेरे भाग्य में क्या लिखा है? मूर्ख, बेवकूफ. You are a coward and you are a fool going to an astrologer asking, देखो मेरा भाग्य क्या है? Why? Swami Vivekananda said, remember, you are the creator of your own destiny. You are the creator of your own destiny. तो भाग्य नाम का कुछ है नहीं? Is there nothing called destiny? है. But who created God? Not God. Who created destiny? Not God. Then who created it? You yourself have created it. हमारा वर्तमान का जो प्रारब्ध है, वो भूतकाल का पुरुषार्थ है, वही वर्तमान का प्रारब्ध है. Whatever we are in the form of luck or good luck or whatever you say, or destiny, this is created by us due to our past actions. And that very thing proves that our future will be decided by us. You do not try to know the destiny, try to change the destiny by our self-effort. That is Vedanta. That is the message of Swami Vivekananda. भाग्य को जानने का प्रयत्न मत करो, भाग्य को बदलने का प्रयत्न करो. खुद को करो इतना बुलंद कि हर तकदीर के पहले खुदा बंदे से खुद पूछे, बता तेरी रजा क्या है. Let God ask you, what destiny should I write? Become so much powerful, become so much self-dependent, become so much self-confident that God has to ask you what destiny I should write. Ultimately, destiny will be written by you only, by your karmas. So if present is determined by past, your future is determined by your present karmas. So try to be self-reliant, try to exert more, and do hard work. Not only hard work now only hard work is not enough. Smart work also. Hard and smart, best, both. Because now it is the age of globalization and everything is moving very fast. According to Alvin Toffler, it is the fastest, survival of the fastest. Previously, it was told survival of the fittest. But now, Alvin Toffler says, no, no, no. Survival of the fastest. Everything is going very fast. So you have to be competent. You have to keep in with the pace of the world. And that is why you must do not only hard work, but smart work. And change your destiny by your self-effort. All this will come with self-knowledge. When you know that you've got infinite potential within yourself, that knowledge should come. When it comes, automatically you are filled with self-confidence and self-reliance. Because inside each and every human being, there is infinite power. Each soul is potentially divine, Swami Vivekananda says. The goal of human life is to manifest this divinity within by controlling nature, external and internal. Do this either by work or worship or psychic control of philosophy, by one or more or all of these, and be free. This is the whole of religion. Doctrines, dogmas, rituals, temples, churches, mosques are but secondary details. So that is the thing. The manifest in the divinity by practice of 4 yogas, Raj Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga. That is more important than just following a few rituals. You may or may not follow the rituals, but you must manifest the divinity. Once you manifest the divinity, you get tremendous power. Infinite power will be roused up. And then you will be able to create your own destiny. And you will be able to become Atmanirbhar in true sense. In true sense. Fourth is self-control. You must control your mind in order to get success in anything. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, the secret of success in trade, in war, in every management of human affairs is the concentration of mind. And Swami Vivekananda said, if I had to do my education over again, I will not undergo the present system of education. First, I will learn how to control my mind, how to concentrate my mind. Then information I can have at my own will. He wanted more concentration. How much? He had already so much concentration, yet he wanted more concentration. How much he had? Just one example. As you know, the headquarters of Ramakrishna Mutt and Mission, we have 258 branches, including 65 outside India, rest in India. The headquarters in Belumut, near Kolkata. And if you go to Belumut, beautiful ashram, beautiful Belumut, just by the side of the Ganges, there is beautiful temple of Sri Ramakrishna. Just behind the temple, there is a 2-story building. On the first floor, there is a room in which Swami Vivekananda used to stay. And that has been preserved as it is. If you go today also, you will find as if Swamiji is still there. His chair, his table, his clothes, everything. You feel Swamiji is still there. In this very room on 4 July 1902, Swami Vivekananda entered into deep meditation and left his body. I'm talking about a few days earlier to that, when his disciple came, Sharat Chandra Chakrabarti, to meet him. At that time, Swamiji was reading the book. The name of the book is Encyclopedia Britannica, big volumes. They were all spread all over the floor, and Swamiji was reading. Sharat Chandra Chakrabarti said his disciple, Swamiji, so many books. It will take whole lifetime to finish all these books. Swamiji said, what do you say? I already finished 10 volumes and now I'm reading the 11th volume. What? Within a few days you read 10 volumes? I can't believe. You can't believe? Okay, you ask any question from these first 10 volumes. And the disciple asked so many questions from first 10 volumes, and Swamiji replied all the questions and correct replies, sometimes quoting the very language of the book. Then the disciple was very much astonished. He said, Swamiji, this is a miracle. Swamiji said, this is not miracle. This is the power of concentration of mind. So if you have concentration of mind, you can get success in everything, in your career, everything, in games, in sports, in music, in studies. Career, everything success, the secret of success is concentration of mind. That will come through control of mind, self-control. And last is self-sacrifice. If you want real happiness and peace, we must know the law of giving. The more you give, the more comes back to you. Swami Vivekananda wrote a beautiful letter to Maharaj of Mysore. My dear prince, this life is short. The vanities of this world are transient. In this short life, they alone who live for others. The rest are more dead than alive. In the society today, everywhere dead people. I go to all over the country. From last 1.5 years, I have not been able to go because of this pandemic. But I used to go all over the country, meeting the youths. Anywhere you ask this question, अच्छा भैया तुम्हारे जीवन का लक्ष्य क्या है? लक्ष्य क्या है? इंजीनियर बनूंगा, डॉक्टर बनूंगा, चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट बनूंगा, फिर अपना कैरियर डेवलप करूंगा, फिर बहुत पैसा कमाऊंगा, फिर अरे जब पैसा आ गया आड़ में हम अपना मजाक करेंगे. समाज का क्या होगा? समाज है निर्भर भारत. All the youths must also think about little bit about the society. Do not become too much self-centered. Neither it will give you happiness and peace, nor it will make our India Atmanirbhar. Of course, first you try to fulfill your needs, but that doesn't mean that you become selfish giants. So, at present, there is all dead people everywhere. Everywhere dead people, living for themselves. Swami Vivekananda says, they are only who live for others, the rest are more dead than alive. Everywhere you find dead people. So we will have to awaken them. How to awaken them? By electric shock. We have to awaken them by electric shock. And from where to get electric shock? From the books of Swami Vivekananda. These are not my words. These are the words of the French savant Romain Rolland. He was a Nobel Prize winner. He was told by another Nobel Prize winner, Rabindranath Tagore, if you want to know India, study Vivekananda. In him, everything is positive, nothing negative. And then Romain Rolland started reading the books of Swami Vivekananda. And he was so much charmed that he himself wrote a biography of Swami Vivekananda. And about the books, about the words of Swami Vivekananda, he wrote, his words are great music, phrases in the style of Beethoven. I cannot touch these sayings of his, scattered as they are, through the pages at a 30th distance, without receiving a thrill from my body like an electric shock. So even today, when you read the books of Swami Vivekananda, you get that electric shock. So I'll request all the youths, try to get this electric shock every day before you go to sleep. You know, before you go to sleep, I know what do. You recharge your mobile battery, isn't it? I know it. Otherwise, you can't give the WhatsApp messages, you can't have chit chat with your friends. So you must recharge your battery of the mobile. I don't mind. You should do it. But along with that, you must recharge your mental battery also. How to recharge the mental battery? By electric shock. From where the electric shock will come? From the books of Swami Vivekananda. How do you get it? Just at night when you start recharging your mobile battery, take a book in your hand of Swami Vivekananda, start reading the books. By the time your mobile is charged, your mental battery will be charged. Very easy method of recharging your mental battery every day. Recharge your mental battery. And so this is how the 5 values, self-confidence, self-reliance, self-knowledge, self-control, and self-sacrifice will lead to total personality development, IQ, EQ, and SQ. And when this total personality development comes, you will become Atmanirbhar. And when the youths become Atmanirbhar with life skill as well as other skills, and then you will become Atmanirbhar. That will make our India, our motherland also Atmanirbhar. And then we'll be able to fulfill the dream of Swami Vivekananda, who said India will become so great that its past glory will fade into insignificance. India will become so great that its past glory will fade into insignificance. That is the aim of our life. That is the aim of our nation. That is what we want our nation to be, our motherland to be. And we all have to jointly work for that. This can happen if only we become Atmanirbhar. Then only we can make nation Atmanirbhar. So I reserve, already we have come to the end of the program. I think I have taken more time, but anyway, if time is left, I would be very happy to have some question answer. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Swamiji. On behalf of all the participants, I express my heartfelt thanks to you for your highly resourceful lecture. Now we have a number of questions in the chat box, so we will try to accommodate as many as possible. So let us take the first question. The first question is from Deep Bhattacharya. Deep জানতে চাইছে মূল্যবোধ শিক্ষা আর পুঁথিগত শিক্ষা এক নয় কি? মূল্যবোধ শিক্ষা কি? শিক্ষা প্রতিষ্ঠান তথা পরিবার ও সমাজ এতে কতটুকু ভূমিকা রাখে?
খুব ভালো কোয়েশ্চেন আসে। মূল্যবোধ শিক্ষা, এখন যা শিক্ষা দেওয়া হচ্ছে সেখানে মূল্যবোধ শিক্ষা দেওয়া হচ্ছে না। বিশেষ করে মূল্যবোধ শিক্ষার জন্য চেষ্টা করতে হবে। আমি এখনই যে বললাম, যাতে আমাদের ক্যারেক্টার ডেভেলপমেন্ট হয়, ওই রকম ভ্যালু এডুকেশন জন্য স্পেশালি এফোর্ট করতে হবে। আর আই এম ভেরি হ্যাপি, আমি খুব আনন্দিত কি নিউ এডুকেশন পলিসিতে আমরা বলেছিলাম, নিউ এডুকেশন পলিসিতে কি ভ্যালু এডুকেশন শুড বি গিভেন প্রমিনেন্স, আর কিছুটা প্রমিনেন্স দেওয়া হয়েছে। কতটা কি ইমপ্লিমেন্ট হবে জানি না, কিন্তু যদি ইমপ্লিমেন্ট হয় দেন ওটা খুব ভালো হবে, খুবই ভালো হবে।
ধন্যবাদ মহারাজজি। পরের প্রশ্নটি বৈশালী গোস্বামী, কাছাড় কলেজ থেকে। সে জানতে চাইছে ব্যর্থতা কেন সফলতার চাবিকাঠি? সফলতা অর্জনের মূল মন্ত্র কি?
জাস্ট রিপিট দ্য কোয়েশ্চেন।
She asks, ব্যর্থতা কেন সফলতার চাবিকাঠি? Why failure is the key to success?
Why failures?
Yeah, why failures are the key to success?
ওকে, ভেরি গুড কোয়েশ্চেন, খুব ভালো। কথা হচ্ছে, যখন আমরা কোনো জিনিসের জন্য ট্রাই করছি তখন অনেকবার আমরা ফেলিয়ার হয়ে যাচ্ছি। তো তখন আমরা যদি নিরাশ হয়ে যাই, হতাশ হয়ে যাই, তাহলে আমরা এগুতে পারবো না। সেই জন্য বলা হয়েছে ফেলিয়ার্স আর দ্য স্টেপিং স্টোনস টু সাকসেস। তার মানে নয় কি আমরা জেনে শুনে ফেল হব। যদি ফেলিয়ার আপনা আপনি আসে তাহলে ওটাকে একেবারে খুব ভালোভাবে নিতে হবে, পজিটিভলি নিতে হবে, দিস আর স্টেপিং স্টোন টু সাকসেস। এবং যদি ফেলিয়ার না আসে খুব ভালো, কিন্তু নর্মালি কি হয় কি যতই আপনি গুণবান হবেন, কোনো না কোনো সময় বিকজ অফ ভেরিয়াস ফোর্সেস ইন দ্য সোসাইটি, অনেক রকম ফোর্সেস তারা কাজ করছে, আপনার अगेंस्ट কাজ করছে, তার জন্য হতে পারে কি আপনি ইমিডিয়েটলি সাকসেস না পান। তাতে জন্য এইরকম বলা হয়েছে এই জন্য কি যাতে আপনারা হতাশ না হয়ে যান, হতাশ হয়ে আপনারা চেষ্টা করাটা যেন বন্ধ না করে দেন, তাহলে এই জন্য এটা বলা হচ্ছে। দ্যাট ডাজন্ট মিন দ্যাট ইউ হ্যাভ টু ইনভাইট ফেলিয়ার্স। এর মানে এই নেই কি তোমাদের ওই ফেলিয়ার্সটা ইনভাইট করতে হবে না। যদি ফেলিয়ার্স আসে তাহলে পজিটিভলি নিতে হবে, ফেলিয়ার্স আর দ্য স্টেপিং স্টোনস টু সাকসেস। আর স্বামীজি খুব আরো একটা ভালো কথা বলছেন, ফেলিয়ার্স what would you like without that, where will be the poetry of life, স্বামীজি বলছেন। and then তারপরে বলছেন, I never heard a cow tell a lie, but it's always a cow and never a man. আজকে মানুষ মিথ্যা কথা বলছে, কালকে ভালো কথা বলবে। এক গরু মিথ্যা কথা বলে না, ভালো কথাও বলতে পারবে না। মানুষ ফুল অফ হিউম্যান উইকনেসেস, ও এগিয়ে যেতে পারে আর তারপরে ও ভালো হতে পারে। সুতরাং যখন আমাদের জীবনে ফেলিয়ার আসে আমরা হতাশ হব না, নিরাশ হব না, মনে রাখবো কি আমরা हम होंगे कामयाब, हम होंगे कामयाब, हम होंगे कामयाब। আমরা সাকসেসফুল হব, অবশ্যই সাফল্য লাভ করব, এই আশাটা যেন আমরা না ছাড়ি আর প্রয়ত্ন আমরা করতে থাকি, নিশ্চয়ই আমরা সাফল্যমণ্ডিত হব।
ধন্যবাদ মহারাজজি। পরের প্রশ্নটি করছে অনুরূপা দাস। ও জানতে চাইছে স্বনির্ভর ভারতের ক্ষেত্রে স্বামী বিবেকানন্দের শিক্ষা ও দর্শনকে আমরা কিভাবে প্রয়োগ করতে পারি?
খুব ভালো কোয়েশ্চেন, ভেরি নাইস কোয়েশ্চেন, খুব ভালো কোয়েশ্চেন। তো স্বামী বিবেকানন্দে অ্যাকচুয়ালি স্পিকিং আমি যদি বলি, স্বনির্ভর ভারতের কথা স্বামীজি নিজে বলে গেছেন অনেকবার। এই ওনার 9th কমপ্লিট ওয়ার্কস অফ ভলিউম, স্বামীজি কমপ্লিট ওয়ার্কস 9 ভলিউমে আছে, আর বাংলাতেও আছে, ওটা ট্রান্সলেট হয়েছে। তার মধ্যে আপনারা যান তো স্বামীজি স্পেশালি ডিউরিং লেকচার্স ফ্রম কলম্বো টু আলমোড়া অনেকবার বলেছেন যে ভারতকে আত্মনির্ভর হতে হবে। তার জন্য ফার্স্ট হচ্ছে এডুকেটিং দ্য মাসেস, এডুকেশন অফ দ্য মাসেস, এই কথাটাও উনি বলেছেন। এবং প্রত্যেককে আত্মনির্ভর করতে হবে। এবং উনি তো আরো এক স্টেপ এগিয়ে গেছেন। স্বামীজি বলছেন আমার ড্রিম কি জানেন, বলছেন লেকচার্স ফ্রম কলমো টু আলমোড়াতে মাদ্রাসে বলছেন, ইন্ডিয়া শ্যাল কনকোর দ্য হোল ওয়ার্ল্ড বাই স্পিরিচুয়াল কালচার। ভারত সমস্ত বিশ্বকে জয় করবে, অ্যাটম বম দ্বারা নাই, নিউক্লিয়ার বম দ্বারা নেই, দেন বাই স্পিরিচুয়াল কালচার। কেন কেন স্বামীজি এরকম বলছেন? why we want to conquer the world, what does he mean? মিনিং হচ্ছে যতক্ষণ না স্পিরিচুয়াল কালচার, ভারতের স্পিরিচুয়াল কালচার, যার মধ্যে বসুধৈব কুটুম্বকর্মের ভাবনা আছে, যার মধ্যে অহিংসার ভাবনা আছে, যার মধ্যে বিশ্ব ভ্রাতৃত্বর ভাবনা আছে, যার মধ্যে সর্বসমন্বয়ের ভাবনা আছে, সর্বধর্ম সমন্বয়ের ভাবনা আছে, এই ভাবনাগুলো যদি বিশ্ব যদি না নেয় তাহলে বিশ্বের বিনাশ হবে, বিশ্বের বিনাশ হবে। বিশ্বকে বিনাশ থেকে যদি বাঁচাতে হয় তাহলে ভারতকে সমস্ত বিশ্বে ভারতীয় যে ভারতের যে ইন্ডিয়ান স্পিরিচুয়াল কালচার আছে, ভারতের যে সংস্কৃতি, আধ্যাত্মিক সংস্কৃতি, তার আধ্যাত্ম, সেটা যেন সারা বিশ্বকে পৃথিবী ছাড়া ছড়িয়ে দিতে হবে। এই স্বামীজিতে ওনার যে ভিশন ও আরো বেশি, নট অনলি আত্মনির্ভর ভারত, উনি এক স্টেপ এগিয়ে গেছেন, বলছেন ওয়ার্ল্ড কনকারিং ইন্ডিয়া, বিশ্বগুরু ভারত। ওনার স্বামীজির ভিশন ইজ নট আত্মনির্ভর ভারত অনলি, দ্যাট ইজ ফার্স্ট স্টেপ। ওনার ভিশন হচ্ছে বিশ্বগুরু ভারত, এটা হচ্ছে ভিশন।
পরের প্রশ্নটি করছে সৌরভ বণিক। ও জানতে চাইছে আমাদের দেশে শিক্ষিত বেকারের সংখ্যা দিন দিন বৃদ্ধি পাচ্ছে, তারা কিভাবে আত্মনির্ভর ভারত গঠনে কার্যকরী ভূমিকা পালন করতে পারে?
খুব ভালো কোয়েশ্চেন। কথা হচ্ছে প্রথম তো নিজেকে আত্মনির্ভর হতে হবে, যেমন বললাম এই ইউথরা, যারা যারা যুবকরা, তারা নিজেই আত্মনির্ভর হবে, এই হলো প্রথম কোয়েশ্চেন। তার মানে কি, নিজের চরিত্রটাকে গঠন করতে হবে, নিজের চরিত্র গঠন, নিজের ব্যক্তিত্ব বিকাশ, নিজের পার্সোনালিটি ডেভেলপমেন্ট বাই আইকিউ, ইকিউ এন্ড এসকিউ, টোটাল পার্সোনাল ডেভেলপমেন্ট, দ্যাট ইজ দ্য ফার্স্ট স্টেপ টুয়ার্ডস আত্মনির্ভর ভারত। সেকেন্ড হচ্ছে ও যেখানেই থাকুক সেখানে আশেপাশে একটা ছোট্টখানি গ্রুপ তৈরি করে, পাশে যদি অশিক্ষিত থাকে তাদেরকে শিক্ষা দেওয়া, ট্রি প্লান্টেশন করা, এইসব যে সেবামূলক কাজ ভ্যাকেশনের সময় হতে পারে, রবিবারে হতে পারে, এরকম করে যখনই যখনই সুবিধা হয় তখন করলে ইউথরা they can really do a lot of, everybody need not become prime minister to do good to India or to good to this one. সেই জন্য এই প্রত্যেক ইউথ নিজের লাইফটাকে বিল্ড আপ করে ওটা করতে পারে।
এবারে পরের প্রশ্নটি করছে সুনীল দাস। কিভাবে আমি আমার জীবনের উদ্দেশ্য বা লক্ষ্য বুঝতে পারবো? That is his question. And there is another question from প্রত্যয় দেবনাথ। প্রত্যয় জানতে চাইছে নিজের জীবনের লক্ষ্য ছাড়া কি সাফল্য অর্জন করা যায় না? So I would request Maharajji to answer both the questions together.
ওকে, প্রথম কোয়েশ্চেন হচ্ছে আমার লক্ষ্য জীবনের কিভাবে আমি ডিসাইড করব। খুবই ভালো কোয়েশ্চেন। এখন কথা হচ্ছে লক্ষ্য দু রকম আছে, একটা হচ্ছে শর্ট টার্ম গোল আর একটা হচ্ছে লং টার্ম গোল। একটা হচ্ছে আমি এই জীবনে কোন লাইনটা নেব, চার্টার্ড অ্যাকাউন্ট হবো, ইঞ্জিনিয়ার হবো, ডক্টর হবো, না কিভাবে ক্যারিয়ার ডেভেলপ করব, না বিজনেসম্যান হবো, দ্যাট ইজ ওয়ান টাইপ অফ, ওই গোলটা হচ্ছে শর্ট টার্ম গোল। কিন্তু আরেকটা হচ্ছে আমি শেষে কি চাইছি, what is my long term goal, ultimately what is the purpose of my human life, আমার জীবনের অন্তিম উদ্দেশ্যটা কোথায়, এটা বুঝতে হবে। তো প্রথমটা যদি ক্যারিয়ার ডেভেলপমেন্টের জন্য যদি আমাদের চুজ করতে হয়, তাহলে এখন তো সাইকোলজিক্যাল টেস্ট গুলো আছে, অ্যাপটিটিউড টেস্ট আছে, অ্যাপটিটিউড টেস্ট করলে বোঝা যাবে। তারপরে বাবা মার একরকম বলছেন আর বন্ধুরা আরেক রকম বলছেন, ওই সবাই না গিয়ে নিজেকে জিজ্ঞেস করতে হবে আমি কি চাই। XYZ বললে না, আমার নিজের কোথায় সুবিধা আছে, আমি কি পোয়েট হতে চাই রবীন্দ্রনাথ ঠাকুরের মতো, তো আমি পোয়েট হব। অন্য যদি কেউ বলে তুমি ইঞ্জিনিয়ার হবো, আমি হব না। কেন? আমি কবিতা ভালো লিখতে ভালোবাসি, আমি মিউজিক করতে পারি, আমি মিউজিশিয়ান হতে চাই। ইউ চুজ ইউর ওন লাইন অ্যাকর্ডিং টু ইউর অ্যাপটিটিউড। আর যদি দরকার হয় অ্যাপটিটিউড টেস্ট করতে পারা যায়। দ্যাট ইজ ওয়ান থিং। আর যেখানে লং টার্ম গোল, সেখানে স্বামীজি বলছেন এভরি হিউম্যান বিইং, প্রত্যেক মানুষের উদ্দেশ্য হচ্ছে ভিতরে যা দিব্যতা আছে তাকে ম্যানিফেস্ট করা। তো ম্যানিফেস্ট দ্য ডিভিনিটি, এটা হচ্ছে রিয়েল এইম অফ লাইফ। দিস ইজ দ্য ফার্স্ট কোয়েশ্চেন। সেকেন্ড কোয়েশ্চেন ছিল, সেকেন্ড কোয়েশ্চেন কি, কোনটা ছিল, কি ছিল?
নিজের জীবনের লক্ষ্য ছাড়া কি সাফল্য অর্জন করা যায় না?
আজ না, কেন, কেমন করে জানা যাবে? এখন ধরো আপনি চাইছেন কি সেটাই আপনি জানেন না, তো আপনি কেমন করে পথটা নির্ভর করবেন? প্রথম ইউ ফার্স্ট ইউ সি ইউ, আমি একটা কথা বলছি, ড্রাইভার আপনি বললেন ড্রাইভারকে তাড়া আছে, তাড়াতাড়ি আছে, তাড়াতাড়ি আছে, তাড়াতাড়ি আছে। ড্রাইভার একবার ফাস্ট করে নিয়ে গেল এয়ারপোর্ট, তার বলছে আরে আমি তো চেয়েছিলাম আমি রেলওয়ে স্টেশন যাব। তো বাবুজি আগে থেকে বলতে হবে তো, এখন আবার ফেরত এসো, এখন রেলওয়ে স্টেশন যাবে, তখন ট্রেন চলে গেছে। কেন হলো? আরে আগে থেকে বলতে হবে তো কোথায় যেতে হবে। একটা ভালো জেন স্টোরি আছে। একজন ঘোড়াতে যাচ্ছিল, ঘোড়া খুব জোরে যাচ্ছিল, দৌড়াচ্ছে, হর্স ওয়াজ গ্যালোপিং এট ফুল স্পিড। তখন কেউ জিজ্ঞেস করলো, এই কোথায় যাচ্ছেন? তো বললো ঘোড়াকে জিজ্ঞেস করো। কেন? আমি ঘোড়াকে নিয়ে যাচ্ছি না, ঘোড়া আমাকে নিয়ে যাচ্ছি। ওইভাবে আমরা লাইফ লিড করছি না, লাইফ আমাদের লিড করছে। সবাই যাচ্ছে ভেড়ার মতো ওইদিকে, আমরা ওইদিকে যাচ্ছি। সবাই যাচ্ছে ঘাস খেতে, আমিও ঘাস খেতে যাচ্ছি। সবাই গিয়ে ওখানে ডুবে মরছে, আমিও ডুবে মরবো। এইটা ভেড়ার মতো হবে না। We must have an aim in life, otherwise you will reach nowhere. A sheep which has no destination will never reach the destination. A sheep which has not decided its destination will never reach the destination. সেই জন্য প্রথম এইমটাকে ঠিক রাখতে হবে, কোথায় যেতে হবে। তারপরে what is the best way and the shortest way and the best way to reach that. ওর জন্য একটা এইম, লক্ষ্য, এইটা হচ্ছে আমার লক্ষ্য, এখানে আমি যেতে চাই, এই জন্য দুটো রাস্তা আছে, আমি এই রাস্তাটা নেব, এই রাস্তাটা আমার জন্য। দিস ইজ কল্ড অ্যানালিটিক্যাল থিঙ্কিং। এইভাবে আমাদেরকে ঠিক করে নিতে হবে।
Maharaj, the next question is from Anubhav Pathak. He asks, how to make a correct decision when we are confused between two opinions?
Wonderful, very nice question. So now what we should do, there is analytical thinking. You should write down the two alternatives. First, write down the benefits of the first alternative and the disadvantage of the first alternative. Then you write down second alternative, what are the benefits and what are the disadvantages. Write down. Remember, it will not come in a day. Again, next day you add more. Within 3-4 days, within 1 week, you will have the complete list ready. In alternative number 1, 7 advantages, 5 disadvantages. Alternative number 2, 5 advantages, 7 disadvantages. Now you weigh them, compare them, and then looking into your life, your life's purpose and your life's aim, you think which path will lead you easier to your goal. Then you choose that path and write down. I know in alternative number 2, there are so many disadvantages. I know it. Yet I have taken the alternative number 2 because compared to alternative number 1, the disadvantages are less, and so I'm choosing alternative number 2. What will happen? You will not have any repentation afterwards. No repenting. Why? Because you know that there will be so many disadvantages, and yet you have taken, because in the alternative number 1, there was a possibility of more disadvantage. So this will make there are two things will happen. Your mind will become clear. You will be able to take a proper decision. Second, even if you don't get success, you will be able to tell yourself, I have tried my best. I took a proper decision under the circumstances. You will have satisfaction of that. You will not have to repent for your decision.
Swamiji, the next question is from Dipannita. She asks, being a student, our main duty is to study well and enjoy it, or whatever we are doing, we should make sure that we do it well by being conscious and try to always be in the present moment. But due to some social factors, we always get tensed about our future, whether we will be getting a job or what we will be doing to make our future secure. Swamiji, my question is how to know the significance of now or how to be more of a myopic nature?
Very nice question. You have replied your question so well. The golden reply is now. The power of now. NOW. You see, you concentrate on now. भूतकाल को भूल जाओ, भविष्य की चिंता मत करो, वर्तमान में जियो, यही है प्यारे जीने की मजा. Forget about the past. Don't think too much about the present future. Of course, you have to achieve a goal. For achieving the goal, you have taken the path. Now, Swami Vivekananda said in his book, Work and Secret, one of the greatest lessons I have learned in my life is to pay as much attention to the means as to the ends. Never think about the end. Once you've decided the end, now forget about it and try to now give more attention to the means, that is present. Try to give more attention to the present task, to the present method, to the present road. Try to undertake the travel and not speculating, oh, what will happen? My God, if I fail in the examination. My God, if I do not get this mark. That will give unnecessary tension. Or it may divert your path by thinking too much about the future. So once you have decided the goal of life, you have decided the path for taking up that goal of life, now stick to that path, walk that path. Walk that path is more important. That is the golden word. Walk that path which you have chosen. Forget about the other things.
Thank you, Swamiji. পরের প্রশ্নটি করছে বিপ্লব দাস. বিপ্লব জানতে চাইছে প্রকৃত মানুষ হবার জন্য কিভাবে চলতে হয়?
প্রকৃত মানুষ
হবার জন্য কিভাবে চলতে হয়?
ও, তো এর কোয়েশ্চেন মধ্যে সবকিছু এসে গেল. প্রকৃত মানুষ মানে real human being. That is real personality. If you want to become man, that is man making education. প্রকৃত মানুষ হওয়া মানে ঠিক মানুষ হওয়া, ভালো মানুষ হওয়া. যদি ভালো মানুষ হতে চাও তাহলে কি হতে হবে? টোটাল পার্সোনাল ডেভেলপমেন্ট করতে হবে. তার জন্য কি হবে? শারীরিক বিকাশ করতে হবে, মানসিক বিকাশ করতে হবে, নৈতিক বিকাশ করতে হবে, বৌদ্ধিক বিকাশ করতে হবে আর আধ্যাত্মিক বিকাশ করতে হবে. আইকিউ, ইকিউ, এসকিউ তিনটেই যখন চাইবে, যখন থাকবে, তখন টোটাল পার্সোনাল ডেভেলপমেন্ট হবে. তখনই ভালো মানুষ হতে পারবে. যেটা স্বামীজি চেয়েছিলেন ম্যান মেকিং, ওই রকম যদি ম্যান মেকিং, ভালো মানুষ হওয়া, যদি প্রপার মানুষ হতে চাও তাহলে এই সবগুলো করতে হবে. প্রথম হচ্ছে দৃঢ় শরীর হতে হবে, তার জন্য ভালো খাওয়া দাওয়া করতে হবে, নিউট্রিশিয়াস ফুড নিতে হবে এবং এক্সারসাইজ করতে হবে, রেগুলার এক্সারসাইজ করতে হবে. আর সেকেন্ড হলো মানসিকের জন্য, মানসিক বুদ্ধির জন্য কনসেন্ট্রেশন ডেভেলপ করতে হবে, মনটাকে শুদ্ধ করতে হবে, শুদ্ধ আহার নিতে হবে. আর থার্ড হলো বৌদ্ধিক, তার জন্য প্রপার টাইমে পড়াশোনা করতে হবে, নিয়মিত জীবন থাকতে হবে এবং এই নৈতিক আর আধ্যাত্মিক ডেভেলপমেন্টের জন্য যেই অন্তত কিছুক্ষণ যেন প্রার্থনা, কিছুক্ষণের জন্য ধ্যান, কিছুক্ষণের জন্য ভালো পড়া, ভালো বই পড়া, এইসবগুলো you should become a part and parcel of your life. Every day you must have a regular routine. এত টাইম উঠা, এত টাইম, ধরো আমি ঘুম থেকে উঠলাম, তারপর এখান থেকে নিয়ে কটার সময় ঘুমাবো, ওর একটি টাইম টেবিল তৈরি করতে হবে. আর সেকেন্ড হলো অন্তত কিছুক্ষণ প্রার্থনার জন্য, মেডিটেশনের জন্য এবং রিডিং অফ ইন্সপায়ারিং বুকস, স্বামী বিবেকানন্দ, শ্রীরামকৃষ্ণ গসপেল, কথামৃত, অর্থাৎ যা বই তোমার ভালো লাগে, সেলফ ডেভেলপমেন্টের বই, অন্তত 15-15 মিনিট পড়তে হবে সকাল বিকাল অথবা রাত্রে ঘুমাবার সময়। এটাতে আস্তে আস্তে আমরা দেখব আমাদের জীবনটা তৈরি হয়ে যাচ্ছে এবং আইকিউ ইকিউএসকিউ ডেভেলপ হচ্ছে, তার সঙ্গে সঙ্গে টোটাল পার্সোনালিটি ডেভেলপমেন্ট হচ্ছে। এই জন্য খাটতে হবে।
Swamiji, the next question is from Vaishali Goswami. Her questions are, what is the pillar of Atmanirbhar Bharat? Why Atmanirbhar is so important? How to become Atmanirbhar? I think you've already discussed all these points.
Yes, all these I have
course of your
discussed. Why
lecture.
Atmanirbhar and how to do Atmanirbhar. I have already discussed it.
Yes. So let us go to the next question. The next question is from Dipraj Chaudhary. He asks a different type of question. He wants to know, what does the bent serpent in the logo of Ramakrishna Mission represent?
Oh, so the thing is this logo was designed by Swamiji নিজেই এই লোগোটা ডিজাইন করেছিলেন। This logo, you must have seen that logo. It is everywhere. Everywhere is that logo. You must have this in any book of Swami Vivekananda. You will find this is the logo. This is the logo. This is the logo. Okay, every book you will find. So what is there in that logo? One is a serpent. Then there is a sun. There is the waves of water. Then there is also a swan on the middle, and there is a lotus. And it is written there, Tanno Hansa Prachodayat. This is how the Paramhansa, Hansa or Paramatman is achieved. So what is the meaning? That serpent is representative of serpent power. This is Raj Yoga says, the path of Raj Yoga, the path of meditation says that Ida, Pingla, Sushumna, 3 types of nerves are there. And the Kundalini moves in a serpent way from Muladhara to Sahasrara through the Sushumna. So it goes in a serpent way, in a serpentine way. So that is how the serpent denotes Raj Yoga. Then lotus denotes love, that is Bhakti Yoga, religion of love, Prem Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, religion of love. Waves of water are the waves of karma, that is Karma Yoga. Sun represents knowledge, so that is Gyan Yoga. And in the middle is the Hansa. Hansa is equal to Paramhansa. Hansa is equal to Paramhansa, and it is written there, Tanno Hansa Prachodayat. This is how the vision of Paramatman is achieved. This is how you reach the goal of life. How? By combination of 4 yogas: Raj Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Gyan Yoga, and Karma Yoga. So Swami Vivekananda said the emblem should be such that by that emblem you get the whole aim of the whole organization. The ideology of the whole organization should be present, should be available only by seeing the emblem. So he himself designed this emblem, beautiful emblem, and this emblem is a registered emblem. It can be used only by Ramakrishna Math or Ramakrishna Mission. It is a slight change, slight modification between the two. Small differences there, but basically it is the same emblem for Ramakrishna Math and Ramakrishna Mission. This is a registered symbol. Nobody else can use it. Legal action will be taken if somebody uses this emblem. So this emblem is a beautiful emblem, gives the message that by combining 4 yogas, you can reach the ultimate, you can manifest the divinity within, which is the goal of life.
স্বামীজি পরের প্রশ্নটি করছে শিবানী ঘাটোয়ার। তার প্রশ্ন হচ্ছে, জীবন কি জ্ঞান অর্জন এবং বিদ্যা অর্জন ছাড়া আর কিছু না?
আবার রিপিট করুন।
জীবন কি জ্ঞান অর্জন এবং বিদ্যা অর্জন ছাড়া আর কিছু না?
না না, জীবনে আরো অনেক জিনিস আছে বাবা। কে বললো? বিদ্যা অর্জনও করতে হবে, জ্ঞান অর্জন করতে হবে, খেলাধুলা করতে হবে, মিউজিক শুনতে হবে, অনেক হবিজ রাখতে হবে, টোটাল পার্সোনালিটি ডেভেলপ করতে হবে। এই শুধু সারা দিন বই পড়ে 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 তো তারপরে তো জীবন একঘেয়ে হয়ে যাবে। সো টোটাল পার্সোনালিটি ডেভেলপমেন্ট কথা আমি বললাম, কিছুক্ষণ ভালো বই পড়া, আবার সারাদিন হয়তো তুমি স্টুডেন্ট আছো, এখন হয়তো সারাদিন তুমি পড়াশোনা বই পড়ো, টেক্সট বুক পড়ো, কিন্তু কিছু টাইম অন্য বই পড়ার জন্য বার করতে হবে, কিছু টাইম প্রার্থনার জন্য বার করতে হবে, কিছু টাইম ধ্যানের জন্য বার করতে হবে, তারপরে তোমার হবিজের জন্য কিছু বার করতে হবে। Everybody has some hobby. You must develop some hobby. মিউজিকের কারো মিউজিকের হবি থাকবে, কারো যদি গেমস খেলতে পারে, কেউ গেমস খেলে, এন্টারটেনমেন্টও করতে হবে, পজিটিভ এন্টারটেনমেন্ট, গুড এন্টারটেনমেন্ট নেসেসারি ফর দ্য ইউথ। কেন স্বামীজি বলছেন ইউথ মাস্ট এনজয় দ্য লাইফ, পজিটিভ এন্টারটেনমেন্ট, ভালো এন্টারটেনমেন্ট, ইউ মাস্ট টেক ইট, ইউ মাস্ট গেমস, ইউ মাস্ট প্লে দ্য গেমস। স্বামীজি নিজে কত খেলাধুলা করতেন। সো স্বামীজি পড়াশোনাও করতেন, আবার খেলাধুলাও করতেন, আবার মিউজিকও ছিল, গানও করতেন। So he was a all-round personality. We all cannot become all-round personality, but the message is that you try to develop other faculties by becoming an all-round personality as much as possible. एक घे होबे ना, किंतु अवश्य as a student your swadharma is to study. So try to do with full concentration. Your study with full concentration, that will be the goal of life. At the same time, you must develop other faculties also.
স্বামীজি পরের প্রশ্নটি করছে নিবেদিতা সিংহ। নিবেদিতা জানতে চাইছে, এমন অনেক মানুষ আছে যারা স্বার্থপর নয় কিন্তু পরিস্থিতির কারণে অন্যের সাহায্য করতে পারে না, এই অবস্থায় কি করা উচিত?
খুব ভালো কোয়েশ্চেন আছে। যতটুকু পারি আমরা সাহায্য করব, পুরো দেশটাকে সাহায্য করতে না পারি, যতটুকু পারি। এবং যদি ধরুন আমাদের কাছে ধন নাই, সম্পত্তি নাই, কিন্তু আমি দুটো শব্দ তো বলতে পারি, দুটো ভালো শব্দ তো বলতে পারি, দুটো শব্দ এমন বলতে পারি যাতে অপরের মনে শান্তি আসে, এটা তো বলতে পারি। অনেক অনেক রাস্তা আছে। যদি সাপোজিং ইফ ইউ ওয়ান্ট টু ডু গুড টু আদার্স, দেয়ার ভেরিয়াস ওয়েজ, অনেক রকম আছে। আচ্ছা ধরো তোমাদের ওখানে একটা জি আসছে, জি এর ছোট ছেলে আছে, তাকে পড়াতে পারো রোজ 8 ঘন্টা। কত টাকা লাগবে তোমার? আরে তুমি যদি হেল্পই করতে চাও, যদি কারোকে যদি সেবা করতে চাইছো, তার জন্য যে বড় কোটিপতি হলেই, যে মিলিয়নার হলে বিলিয়নার হলে তারপরে আমি সেবা করব, তো তোমার দ্বারা হবে না। যা আছে যতটুকু পারো আজ থেকে আরম্ভ করে দাও। এবং the best way of doing is also prayer. অন্য কিছু যদি নাও করতে পারো, at least you pray. স্বামীজি বলছেন সর্বে ভবন্তু সুখিনা, সর্বে সন্তু নিরাময়া, সর্বে ভদ্রাণি পশ্যন্তু, মা কশ্চিৎ দুঃখ ভাগ ভবেত। Beautiful prayer. Oh Lord, let all be happy, let all be healthy, let all attain goodness, let none become misery. এত ভালো প্রার্থনা আছে। সকলের মঙ্গল হোক, সকলের সুখী হোক, সকলের সুস্থ থাকুক, সকলের ভালো পাক, এইরকম যদি প্রার্থনা করতে পারো তাহলে খুব ভালো। এইটুকু তো করতে পারো অন্তত, আর কিছু না। আর তারপরে যা যতটুকু করতে, তারপরে যখন তুমি বড় হয়ে যাবে, যখন আরো তোমার কাছে ম্যান পাওয়ার, যখন তোমার কাছে টাকা পয়সা থাকবে, অথবা তো তুমি আরো সক্ষম হবে, তখন আরো বেশি ভালো করে সেবা করতে পারবে। Where there is will, there is a way. Always remember, जहां चाह है वहां राह है।
Swamiji, we have almost come to the end of the question answer session. There were a few more questions, but I think due to paucity of time, we can accommodate hardly 2 more questions. So let us take the penultimate question of today's question answer session. This is from Bodhisattva Bhattacharjee. Bodhisattva wants to know, when society is charged with divisive forces and extreme opinions, how to unify the youths in nation building?
Very big question. This is not for you or for me to decide. let the leaders who are sitting there in Delhi, let them decide. Now at present our attention should be, what can I do for the society? What can I do for the nation? What can I do to my brothers and sisters who are nearby in my neighborhood? Let us concentrate on that, because you are asking a theoretical question. It is no use going for a theoretical question. When you come to power, you will have this question, then you solve this question. When I will go to power, I will never go. So I don't want to go for a theoretical problem. Let us try to do whatever we can do your best and leave the rest. That is the real solution.
Thank you, Maharajji. So we take the last question of this question answer session.
हमारा email
This is
वगैरह सब
from
दे दो मेरी website
Shravani
पर।
Acharji. Shravani wants to know, in this competitive age, can we see unity amongst ourselves? Can competition and unity go hand in hand? And should we take life as a competition?
Well, competition is not a good word. What we should do is to try to go for perfection rather than competition. Competition is not a good word. Where it is a negative word, where you try to surpass others, you know. So a few people will be always feeling bad when you surpass. No, we don't want that. We want to reach our maximum possible best. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. Let us try to do our best. Let us try to do our best possible quality, best quality work. Let us try to do our good to the society as much as possible. Then the other forces will come and do the rest. Ours not to reason why, ours but to do and die. Let us remember that. Whatever is the little that we can do, let us try to do our contribution. You can ask my questions on my email ID that is given there. And also you can go to my website and you can download my articles, and also you can go to my YouTube channel and download all the videos. So, and after going through the videos and all that, even if you got some question, you can write to me. I'll be very happy to reply to the questions.